Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Boxing Coalition. My name is Cam. Joining me tonight, MV Chu and Kevin Horn. How do you boys? You okay?
Good.
Battling this snow, man.
Yo, you buried in there, Kevin. What?
Yeah, man. Not good when you got a bad bag to be digging out 4 feet of snow, but it is what it is.
Can you phone up work and say I'm not coming in though?
Shit, you know me. I'm chilling. I got a little time off of work right now. A little paid time off.
That's all good.
You're
then.
chilling, literally chilling.
Yeah. HR, we know all the rules. We know all the loopholes.
Cool. And Chu, with you, happy belated birthday. It was your birthday last week, man. I hope you had a good time.
Fucking right. 21.
Again?
You know what it is.
Weren't you 21 last year?
I'm like Benjamin Button. I just keep going backwards. Loving it. Loving life.
Cool. Alright, let's get straight into the boxing. Chu, let's talk about the PBC card on Fox. What fight do you want to start with?
Well, we might as well start chronologically from the bottom up. Amir Mansour versus Dominic Brazil. The guy who I called a big stiff idiot last week. I'll give him credit. Dominic Brazil, he done his thing. Mansour came out wild, he was constantly off balance whenever he would throw a straight left. I wonder if Mansour's an actual... I know he's a southpaw and he fights at the southpaw stance, but I wonder if he's actually left-handed. Maybe the score could tell me.
Do you think he's a fake southpaw like me? Because I'm actually right-handed.
Are you?
Yeah.
He can... I just... When I see a southpaw throw a straight left and they get all off balance, it just makes me wonder if they're actually left-handed.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just because he was fighting a taller guy, and when you fight a taller guy, you need to leap and lunge in a bit.
Yeah, I think it's the latter. I agree. I think because he was like... Brazil had the reach on him. He was just trying to jump in from distance and get close and start banging away at him.
I think it's maybe because he's just not good.
That could be a reason as well, to be honest.
I mean, not to be an asshole, but I mean, I don't know, if you're not throwing technically sound punches by the time you're in, 20-something fights, that's not really a good sign, right?
And he does load up with every punch. Like, when he actually quit on his stool, I actually thought a lot of it maybe was down to just stamina. Like, he was exhausted because he did look pretty tired by the end of the fourth round.
And what did I say last show, Cam? He blamed his stamina one time about it being cold, so he decided not to do road work. You know, it's been fucking cold up here too, so I don't know where he was training.
I know you did say that as well. Yeah, that's true.
So
it's funny you said that about stamina. I actually was watching it and I thought he was gassing after 2 rounds.
That's what I'm saying, because he was just loading up with every punch. There was no set punches. Everything was a big, heavy punch, even though like a lot of them were missing or getting blocked.
He's a bit like a cheetah. Or like any other kind of feline cat. Because cats are notorious for being good for a quick 30 seconds burst of speed. But they don't have any stamina whatsoever.
Yeah, and they can overheat after a certain distance. Yeah, that's true.
And, for that 30 seconds burst of speed, they need to sleep for like half the day just to achieve that. And that kind of reminds me of Mansour. He's like constantly... He looks like a guy who just woke up half the time.
And the punches you miss are the ones that take the most energy from you. Exactly,
that is true. And if your analogy is correct, Tube, like Mansour probably just woke up from a deep sleep today.
Well, apparently he fractured his jaw and he's got 26 stitches in his tongue. So I mean, I don't blame him for quitting on his stool. That's some serious fucking pain he's got. So fair play, but.
Yeah, I think it's pretty bad if people question if you have a broke jaw, you can't really fight. I don't think.
The thing is, like, if he was like getting beat up and he was behind, then it looks a bit like a quit. But he was winning the fight, so for him not to come out of the corner and continue the fight, he must have been in some epic pain.
I thought it was like there to be won. You know, I don't know if he was winning.
I thought
the knockdown was fucking against the run. I thought Brazil was having like a good run and. A good round, and then fucking Mansour actually caught him between punches.
I'd disagree. I thought like he hurt Brazil big time in the second. He didn't manage to finish him off.
He did, yeah.
He dropped him in the third. I think the only turning point round was maybe the fifth. I think Brazil had a good fifth round, but apart from that, I give him all to Mansour.
In a way, it kind of reminds me of the Josecito Lopez Victor Ortiz fight. I thought Victor Ortiz was in control of that, and then a couple of fucking solid punches for Josecito Lopez
just changed everything.
Just changed it, and I thought Mansour was probably thinking on his stool, okay, I'll fit him with my best. I'm fucked, stamina-wise. I'm not going to win this. My jaw's broken. I may as well just quit my stool and fight another day. And that's what he done.
Possibly.
But, I didn't think... There was only... At the end of the 5th round, I was kind of thinking, he's Mansour's not going to win this because he's gassed out.
Yeah, he's not going to make the tape. He's not going to make it to the end.
Exactly.
I had that feeling as well. I thought, but maybe he can catch him again, drop him and finish him off. But that didn't happen. And like we said before, he was visibly gassing. And maybe, I think you're absolutely right. I think he thought, you know what, I've hit him, I've dropped him, he's got up, he's coming back, my jaw's fucked. What's the point carrying on? My stamina's gone.
I think even without the jaw, he pretty much might have got stopped in like the 8th or 9th. He might have pulled a shoulder injury or something. Because I don't think he was going to have anything left.
I agree with both of you guys.
But before we move on, I just want to say listen, I'm not the one taking those punches, and after what happened to that fucking kid not long ago on the PBC card, the guy from Puerto Rico, I don't like to see guys get hurt. Still, I think guys quitting on their stool is a lot more common than it used to be. And we'll maybe get into that later, because I know there's another guy who done that as well.
It should be, I don't know. I don't think anybody should question, nor should anybody be penalized for getting their jaw broke and not being able to continue. Because, I mean, if your jaw is not intact, that could also lead to concussions aside from broken jaw if you're not able to bite down correctly. It's not smart. I mean, we kind of credit people for fight, like Joe Frazier for fighting blind and doing all that with one eye and the other eye closed, but that's not necessarily smart. And I don't know, we just have such a long history of boxers basically being brain dead and dumb. So if a guy breaks his jaw, I don't think he should be penalized. I don't think he should be rewarded, because it's not like the performance speaks for itself. He really doesn't look very good, but I don't think he should be knocked for staying on his stool with a broken jaw.
I agree to everything. It's just the only thing in the back of my mind sometimes. I think of Arthur Abraham against Miranda, and I think, that's a proper man right there.
Yeah, Ali did it against Norton. I mean, it's been done often. I'm just saying, I wouldn't knock it.
Nah, if I was fighting and I broke my jaw, I'm quitting straight away, man. Like, if you get tapped on that jaw again, it's going to be agonizing pain. So, I mean, Sorry, say that again, Kev.
I said if I'm boxing, I get punched in the face once, I'm going for a suplex. So I don't like getting hit in the face. But
that move that Lex Luger used to do.
That's it. The rack, put him in the torture rack. I'll just go right for the lateral drop, just boom. But like you said, Cam, like if you're in there and you get your jaw broke, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm quitting straight away, man. My health's more important than the fucking fight.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Beast Mode in the chat. Credit to Beast Mode. He said Mansour would be a scary proposition in a bare knuckle bar fight. A bare knuckle bar fight.
He's like a better chemo slice and shit.
Pretty much, yeah.
He's scary at a barbecue or a block party, but not so much in the ring, man.
I think it would depend on the bar, though. If it's one of those kind of tight old man bars, where the chairs are touching the wall and shit, I think advantage Mansour. But if it's like a big beer garden where I can kind of outmaneuver him and fucking hope his stamina gives up on him, I think the chances are fucking to the...
In theory, though, Mansour shouldn't be there because he's a Muslim and he shouldn't be drinking, so...
Well, in theory, Mansour shouldn't be in jail.
Touché.
I found it funny, all the Twitter tough guys were killing this dude and talking what they would do, and it's like, come on, let's be real. You get your jaw broke, you're crying, you're not even going to work for fucking days. Like, stop.
You're taking 2 months off work, sick pay.
Imagine, I've never had my jaw broken, but I know my brother has. And he's like, so depressed, fucking drinking soup out of straw. I mean, that's got to fucking break you.
drinking shakes with crushed up Oreos. Although my one friend happened to be the only guy I know who got his jaw broken, still gained weight in that 6 weeks he was wired shut. So I don't know how that happened.
Shit, what was he sipping through the straw?
I don't know. Everybody else tends to like lose like fucking 15, 20, 30 pounds even. This fucking kid gained like 10 pounds.
Shit.
Jack
Captain in the chat is saying his jaw wasn't broken. I'm just going by the press
Weren't
release.
the medical reports that he got all stitched up and sewed up?
I think Jack's just trying to be funny because he did say earlier that he bit his tongue, so I think you can't take Jack's comment too serious. But just moving on to Brazil. Was anyone impressed? It's hard to be impressed when the guy gets beat up most of the fight and then comes back in one round and the other guy quits. It's I just see him being food.
I don't ever want to see him again.
Yeah, he's just food, to be honest. I think.
Yeah.
Chu, your thoughts?
His name's Trouble. I wonder why. Is he always in trouble? That's the kind of thing that I think when I look at him. He's always in danger. Like, he's never... It doesn't look to me like he could... I know he's a big guy and I know he survived against the guy, but I thought always Mansour was just one or two punches away from knocking the guy out.
I think when Glasgow gets healthy, Brazil should fight Glasgow so we can get rid of two guys we don't want to watch in one fight. instead of both of them fighting somebody else, like just get them in a losers bracket or something that no one wants to watch.
Brazil will probably actually get that fight with Martin because they were supposed to fight in December, so he might get a title shot now.
I
think, obviously he's American and he's got a lot of options just because he's American. If he wasn't American, I don't think anyone would really give a fuck, and I don't think he would really have the platform to progress like he has. I just think he's not shit, but he's not going to be a world champion or anything like that. I think I see the Seth Mitchell on him.
Good point. Any final thoughts regarding this fight? Not much to say, really, was there? All right, let's move on to a fight that we were some of the panel were bigging the fight up. Didn't really turn out the way most of us thought it would. Aaron Martinez and Sammy Vasquez.
We all thought it would be close, right?
I didn't think it would be close. I just thought it'd be a bit more exciting, to be honest. Actually,
yeah.
I don't think it would be close.
I did pick Martinez though, to be honest. Me and Leon have cursed another fighter. But you did pick Vasquez, and you were a bit mad with me afterwards because the fight had been voided from the prediction league.
Oh, of course. You picked Martinez. No wonder it got voided. I'm joking. Obviously, these fucking things happen. I don't know why they keep doing that, actually. It's a good point. They go from 12 rounds to 10 to 12.
Because they don't know what the fuck they're doing over there with the PBC.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, like, legit, what's the point? Just pick a round to finish the fight and then just stick to that. But anyway, I thought Vasquez reminds me of Joe Calzaghe so much. Like a poor man's Joe Calzaghe. Just death by 1,000 stings.
A very poor man's, like a welfare Joe Calzaghe. And I love Sammy Vasquez. I love Sammy Vasquez. I hyped him up last week too, but I mean that's just like way different levels.
He's got like a nice southpaw jab to the body, his combos, his hand speed. I like them. He'll never open the same door twice in a row. Like when I'm watching the fight, he'll go to like a jab to the body, then he'll feint to there, then he'll come upstairs. He'll go like a different way, a different door. He's always thinking an alternative way to get you. He's a thinker. He's always making the other guys think. Martinez was fucking terrible though. He didn't even throw a punch. I don't know if he was injured before it or whatever. It's just no aggression, no anger, no nothing. Really surprised.
Yeah, I expected Martinez to go on the front foot and put Vasquez on maybe the back foot. See how he coped under the pressure, but totally opposite happened. Vasquez put Martinez on the back foot, and then initially when it happened for like the first few rounds, I thought maybe it's a tactic from Martinez, try and let the guy blow himself out a bit, and then kind of come back at him halfway through the fight, but didn't happen at all. Martinez was very disappointing. Maybe your point is true too. Maybe he did bring an injury into the fight. if he did, then that's his own fault. Maybe he should have just pulled out the fight, because he was coming, off the back of a good win against Devin after a good controversial loss to Guerrero, and now he's kind of put himself back a bit now. Even though Vasquez is a good up-and-coming prospect, it's just he has kind of ruined his chances a bit now. But I could see maybe him being thrown in there with maybe Errol Spence or something like that.
If you look at Vasquez's box rec, they call Vasquez the who can Mexican. If you look at his box rec, it's like the who's who of cans of Mexican. Mexican cans. And I really think he disposed of this Mexican can. I've never been that big of a fan of Aaron Martinez.
Me neither. I thought it said more about how bad Guerrero is and how much Alexander fell off as opposed to how good Martinez was,
Exactly.
So I was fairly confident that Vasquez was going to win. I was just worried about the stage, and then once he started getting the media hype for the PTSD and the obligations and all that stuff, and then it just seemed weird. And even he kind of boxed a little more cautious than he usually does, which made the fight a little more boring. But he was smart, he was disciplined, and like you said, he wasn't repeating punches. He wasn't getting into any rhythm where it was predictable so he could be countered. And I think he kept Martinez off balance and basically befuddled and just dominated him.
I will say, when I see Vasquez throw a left, like a straight left, sometimes I see his feet get tangled, but he's kind of like a cat getting thrown out of a building. He always lands on his feet, if you know what I mean. He always kind of corrects himself, even though you kind of see him lunging a bit.
And he always follows up, too. Once he regroups, he always follows up, so it doesn't really give it, you know what I mean? Unless you counter right away, he always follows up with something. So when he throws that left in his feet, he'll just spread them again, and he'll just start pumping a jab, and he'll spin out again. So it's, like you said, it is like a Calzaghe. It's just way different levels,
I think a guy with a good left hook would get him.
Yeah, he walk into a couple of them, right?
Yeah.
Like he walk into a Garcia left hook a la Khan or something?
I think that fight would actually be close. I would pick Vasquez, but I think with Danny's left hook, I think I could get him.
You pick Vasquez to beat Danny?
Yep.
That's a big shot.
I would definitely pick Errol Spence over Vasquez, though.
I'd pick
Errol Spence over both of them.
Yeah, exactly.
When the fuck is Errol Spence going to fight somebody finally? Like, what the fuck?
That's the issue, man. He needs to fight. Sure. Whether it's people that are ducking him or what, but I'm a big fan of Errol Spence, but I want to see a step-up fight. I want to see a test. It'd probably be Guerrero now. Like, Guerrero's just everyone's punching bag, so I wouldn't be surprised if that fight gets made, but before that, I won't mind seeing him in there with Martinez, to be honest, if Martinez is not injured, but if it's the same Martinez that turned up on Saturday night, then I'd rather not see it.
I'd rather see Vasquez versus Spence. Like, why are we going to see Spence versus another loser?
That's a good point, but look how long...
Because, if Vasquez loses to Spence, does that really set him back? I don't think so.
But look how long it took us to get, Thurman and Porter. Do you think they're really going to throw, two guys...
I'm just saying what should be done, not what PBC's doing.
Oh, no, I agree with you. I agree, but... It's just two guys they've put money and time into that they're not going to get him to fight yet. They're going to send him in different directions, and if one picks up a belt or something like that, then possibly make the fight. But that's just the way PBC is, and most of boxing is these days. Especially the UK, a lot of the guys in the States are just shitting on the UK guys that grab a belt and then just hold it hostage, which is happening, and I can't condone it, man. And I just want to... I'm like Wood, man. I just want to see the good fucking fights, man.
I never understood that analogy.
I just want to watch the weirdos get their ass whooped. I like how he says weirdos. Wood.
Yeah, the best bit was...
Willie the Worm.
The best bit was Allah Heyman. Allah Heyman was the best bit. He should actually change his name to Allah Heyman.
I thought he was going to say winos and shit because he says weirdos mad funny. I was like, people still say winos?
What were you going to say, Chu?
No, I've never understood that analogy, hold a belt hostage. Could you imagine a fucking WBC belt sitting on a deck chair in a dark room with fucking Jose Suleiman and a ski mask with an AK-47?
Ski Mask Joe.
Just hold the belt hostage, like, nah. Like, anyway, I mean, these guys in the UK who are supposedly holding the belt hostage. The UK is where it's at the moment. I see more action.
You're going to tell me Kell Brook is not holding that belt hostage?
Yeah, apart from Kell Brook. I mean, it happens to everybody. I could name you 4 or 5 guys. Wilder, he's holding the belt hostage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could.
Yeah.
For every British
it's not exclusive to the UK. It's basically all over.
Yeah, just it's not a region thing exactly, Kev. It's just depends on the fighter. Some guys will fight beasts every time out. Some guys won't. And
it's not just PBC. It's all promoters. It's all regions. It's just the way boxing is, and it's kind of the way people were saying Guerrero Garcia is a good fight because it's boxing. What'd you expect? You know, people like, we're realists. We know that this is as good a fight as we're going to get. But you shouldn't accept, you shouldn't shine shit and call it gold, you know? You should kind of hold it to a higher standard and expect more. Because that fight was lackluster bullshit.
And that actually reminds me, I know we're going to segue onto Danny Garcia against Robert Guerrero. I listened to like a Boxing Voice interview, shout out to them, with fucking Angel Garcia. And it was the most disgusting fucking interview I've ever read. And basically, his mask came off, and I know Danny was wearing one at the weekend. His mask came off. He basically questioned why Keith Foreman and Sean Porter are fighting. He was saying that they should be fighting easy defences.
Yeah. He said 2 elite guys shouldn't fight each other. He's like, there should be more Sal, because he said, fuck. I don't know why anybody gives him or Ruben Guerrero an interview anymore, man. Fuck it. They're just doing more damage.
I actually want Danny Garcia to get knocked out, just because of his dad. I mean, I've got nothing personal against Danny Garcia. I actually think he's an alright fighter, but his dad is fucking scum. A scumbag. Everything that's wrong with boxing is represented in a guy like that, who is really diluting the sport with all this bullshit. And that's why Danny's fighting guys like fucking Rod Salka.
Agreed. I actually only hear good things about Danny. He seems like a pretty great guy, but like when he started saying all this stuff about opposition, it basically explains the opposition Danny's had since Lucas and why he's fighting guys like Paulie Malignaggi and shit like that. Like, come on, man.
And everybody thinks Angel Garcia, well, not everybody looking at the chat, but a lot of people like Angel Garcia. I said he's funny and shit. I don't give a fuck if he's like hilarious and a comedian. He is influencing the welterweight division. He's not fucking... He doesn't want the best to fight the best. He's got Danny's ear. You know, these guys like that should be chased out of the sport.
I don't know who really likes Angel Garcia except people who get access and interviews from him. I didn't see anything positive about him all weekend on Twitter and stuff.
Well, after that, I hope his bridges are burned, because I think the guy's a fucking cunt. And I know he's had a lot of kind of health problems and shit. I don't know. To be honest, I don't want him to fucking die, but I do want him to kind of...
Oh, you don't get Bob Arum treatment from you?
Nah, because I mean, I'm older now, I'm mature. I don't want to wish any bad will to any cunt. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a fucking sport, but he is a fucking prick. And I don't want him to continue in the sport if he's gonna just influence the fucking game like that. Because, you know, like, I'll give him respect for something. He said what a lot of guys think. Like, I'll give him credit for that. He lifted the veil away. You know, a lot of guys think like that.
He pulled the curtain for the Wizard of Oz?
Exactly. You know, you saw a bit of the fucking mechanizations behind the scene. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't really want him to die. I actually think he's done...
Oh, I wish we had the Bob Arum, I hope he dies soundbite. Oh, man.
I'll have to dig it out somewhere.
Yo, I know we got
actually
off
think it's
track,
listen,
though, MV2, but what do you think's realistically next for my boy Sammy Vasquez?
I think Sammy Vasquez has got a bright future. I think if he fights Errol Spencer or anything like that, he'll lose. But if he fights Danny Garcia next, I think he could beat him.
You think he could outwork him? Because Danny Garcia didn't throw that whole fight. They didn't throw any punches, and Sammy could be busy.
Sammy's got a kind of strange style. He stands right in front of you, but no one can hit him. It's just, it does really remind me of Joe Calzaghe, and that's why I keep mentioning it. It's just like he'll stand right in front of you. He'll kind of lean forward a little bit to kind of draw a punch. But, no one can touch him. And then he always touches the other guy back. I think he's really underrated. I don't think he's got much power.
Nah, I don't think he has any either. I don't think he really commits to his punches, though, because I think he knows he lacks power, so he makes up for it by being busy and accurate.
Boys, I've got a surprise for you.
I'm never surprised with anything Bob Arum says. I just hope he dies soon.
That's a classic, man.
That was early days.
Yeah.
That's when I had the hunger.
Yeah, Chew had like youth in his voice.
That's when I had that fucking venom. Now I'm just like fucking a beaten old man. I'm like Doug Stanhope. I'm just like a fucking...
Shit, that's a Jake Roberts promo right there, kid.
I'm just like fucking defeated. Boxing's defeated me. You don't see me there. I'm drinking a fucking Heineken. See, 5 years ago, I would have never drunk Heineken. I would have threw it against the wall. Just like, this fucking piss. Now I'm just like defeated because boxing's done that to me. You know what I mean? I used to love talking about boxing. Now I'm just like, why the fuck am I talking about Mansour Brazil like it's a fucking relevant fight?
The thing is, your thoughts are echoed by a lot of people that I speak to. Like, even myself, I don't look forward to his fights as much. People I talk to just say, look, they used to stay up at 4 o'clock to watch the fights, and now sometimes they don't even catch the fights on the weekend. They just fucking think, it's just pointless mismatches. So yeah, it's not just you choose. A lot of people.
People are coming around to my way of thinking. I'm going to lose my hater label pretty soon.
Yeah, you're not just be casual, Kev. You just be Kev from now on.
Yeah, that's it. I won't be the hater anymore. I'll just be, casual.
And I wonder if PBC has got its finger on the pulse because Keith Furman, Sean Porter is fucking a lot sooner than what I thought it was, like March the 2nd or whatever. And they must imagine if that was like fucking June or May. A lot of people would have been like, "What the fuck, man? That's ages away." It's actually like
it's just around the corner, really, isn't
or
it?
something,
Yeah, it's not too far away.
I just think they got a ton of TV dates, so they're just patchworking stuff together. They don't have any long-term plans and stuff. I think they're just patching shit together and making it plugging and filling, making sure they get their TV dates plugged.
I'm really looking forward to that fight. I know I was speaking to Hamada earlier, and he just thinks, Thurman's going to run and Porter just wrestles. But I think it might. I think the two styles might gel, and I think it might be a good fight. My biggest issue is just the location of the fight. From what I've been reading, it's in Connecticut or something, at some casino and resort.
That's at the Mohegan?
I'm not 100% sure exactly which one, but it's in Connecticut. And
yeah, it's probably the Mohegan Sun.
I just think, if I had the spare cash and it was in New York or Vegas, I might consider it. But I don't want to go to Connecticut. No offense to people that live in Connecticut, but it's not really like on my bucket list of places to visit.
I'm saying though, Cam, if it's at the Mohegan, that's the world's biggest, U.S. biggest casino right there.
Yeah, but I don't gamble, so it's nothing to me.
Oh, I do.
Kev will just get lost in there for days.
As a matter of fact, last time I went there, I was just betting heavy on roulette, waiting for the main event. But yeah, I mean, I like to shit on PBC, but I also give them credit. Like, this is a fight that us on this show have been talking about for basically 2 years.
Yep.
And now we finally get it. And I remember, I think at one point, I think it was me and Dan were plugging it with Porter, and then he fell off. And I kind of still stayed with Porter even after the Brook fight. And especially after, I saw the way Brook reacted the couple times he was mauled, whether it be by Guerrero or the one round by Collazo. I still think Porter has a chance. I don't think Thurman's power is what he thinks it is, and I think it's going to be a trouble when somebody's in his chest all day, making it an ugly fight. unfortunately, I think if Porter does do well, that usually means it's going to be a pretty lackluster fight, like the Broner fight or something.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I think each fighter's style is the antidote to the other. Like, if I was to pick a style that could beat Foreman, it would be like a Porter. Like a guy who's in their face, pressure fighter. You know, when fucking Collazo done that to Foreman, like, you know, Keith was going backwards, you know, big time. And, you know, he couldn't really handle that pressure. And you saw glimpses of that against Bundu as well. And, however, like, if you look at Porter's fight against Kell Brook, you know, Kell Brook was landing, like, straight right hands a lot. And, you know, one thing I think that Keith needs to incorporate in his game to beat Porter is he needs to hold. Like, he needs to learn how to fucking hold, because Kell Brook was holding. And Kell Brook done the smart thing, because, you know, Porter were coming up close and smother his work. And, you know, instead of, like, letting Porter work, Brook was just holding like fuck. And
that's why the ref is going to be a big part of that fight, whoever the ref they select is.
Yeah, that's a good point. Who will it be?
I have no idea. But
if it's Jack Rees, then I'm kind of optimistic for Foreman's chances. But if it's in it, I don't know who would be a fucking bad ref for that, to be honest.
Wasn't that dude Michael Weeks with the fucking Jazzy Jeff haircut? Isn't he the one who usually breaks people quick?
Tony Weeks.
Tony Weeks?
Yeah.
I think it's Jack Rees, not like a West Coast ref.
I don't know. They all fucking suck. I don't think any ref's good. So
no, I disagree. I think Jack Reese is an excellent referee. Don't get me wrong, he makes the odd mistake and stuff, but overall, I think he's probably the best referee in the industry.
Who's the mini Larry Merchant looking guy?
The mini Larry Merchant?
You know, the short dude with the
Pat
the white
Russell.
hair.
Pat Russell.
Pat Russell? Yeah, he's awful.
Yeah, he's done. He's like Mr. Magoo. He's blind as well.
Which fight that Pat Russell was in recently was fucking terrible. I think it was the Tim Bradley fight. Tim Bradley and
Vargas,
yeah.
He's fucking horrible.
And he did Lucas Matisse and John Molina as well.
Did he? Oh fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing with Jack Reese is I think he's getting a bit cocky with that.
Yeah, he is. You know, he is.
Starting to think he's Madonna or something.
He knows he's the best in the industry, so he's getting like. Soon he'll be like asking for pay rises and shit.
Yeah, I mean,
he'd be talking about other referees as young, hungry lions.
None of these guys are as good as Mills Lane back in the day. He was the boss.
Mickey Van in the UK as well, man. He's excellent referee. But let's go back to the boxing. Let's get off the referee talk. Do you guys want to mention anything more about Porter and Thurman? I'm sure we'll come back to it.
Nah. We got a lot of time to discuss that.
Yeah. So, let's move on. Garcia, Guerrero.
Oh, you know, Cam, can I say one more thing about Vasquez?
Go ahead.
I just want to fucking, a couple of the Twitter guys, I think they read my comments wrong. I was kind of sounding like a bitch about the PTSD stuff because, you know, I'm pretty close to it and seen a lot of people that were fucked by it. But I finally watched the broadcast with the commentary, and I got to say, I think the one guy, the body, I don't know his name on Twitter, I forgot, but he was right on point. So were the other guys that they kind of sensationalized it. It kind of felt the way they were talking about kept talking about Guerrero and the wife's cancer and all that shit, that it was just distasteful, and they didn't really do a service for any awareness for something that's destroying lives and really fucking people up. So I got to just apologize to them if I came off like an asshole on Twitter.
No problem. Okay, moving on to Garcia Guerrero. Quite divided in responses or so to people to the fight. I thought Garcia won quite comfortably. A lot of people thought the fight was closer. No one that I spoke to agreed with Guerrero himself, who thought he won the fight.
I think people just hate Garcia, so they see it closer and closer ever since that Herrera fight.
Possibly, but one thing I'm going to mention is commentary. It does play a big part, and I think it kind of affected me as well, because I watched the international feed on Box Nation with Sergio Mora and Dave Von Tempo, and I said to Leon at the time, Sergio Mora was awful. Like, he was saying about the 6th round, oh, they should pull Guerrero out. He's took enough punishment. It's not good for his health. And that was like the 6th, 7th round.
Yep.
And just even through the Mansour fight, and he was kind of shitting on Mansour for quitting. He was shitting on Martinez for quitting. And I'm like, well, you quit against Danny Jacobs. What are you talking about?
Exactly. I call him the Latin hate.
That's a good name, but how did you see the fight, Guerrero Garcia? You thought it was close?
I had it 8-4. Just like I said last week. Sorry guys, patting myself on the back. 8-4 I had it. I thought, Danny Garcia's not a natural born killer, but if you push him and if you corner him, he'll stand his ground. And I thought that's what kind of Robert Guerrero done. Robert Guerrero started well. I gave him 2 of the first 4 rounds. I thought he had a good 4th round. But I don't know what it is with Danny. If you the best way to beat him is to kind of sleepwalk him into defeat, I think. Like Lamont Peterson done. Lamont Peterson for the first 6 round, he let Danny Garcia lead. He let Danny be the aggressor. And, Lamont was just kind of sleepwalking him. He wasn't being overly aggressive with him. He was just handling him like a fucking snake. And Robert Guerrero just face first. He's charging forward like a Mongo. And he's going forward, but again, he's got this kind of problem where he'll go forward, set up, but he can't throw a punch as he's moving. He needs to plant his feet first before he throws. And what will happen is he'll throw, but the guy's already gone by the time he's through. And that's what was constantly happening. He's too slow of the weight. And I don't think Ruben Guerrero helps him in any way. He's like a parody of a man, Ruben Guerrero. He's like I don't know who Cheech and Chong was, but he looks like one of them. Is it Cheech? I'm going to guess it's Cheech. He looks like Cheech, and he gives no technical advice other than hit him, Robert, hit him. That's not advice, man. You need to fucking give him something to work on. Like if all you're saying is hit him, yeah, get him. You're not a trainer, you're a cheerleader. You belong in the first row. Next to all the other fucking bums like BJ Flores and that. You're not a trainer. You're not helping your son. I think Robert Guerrero's went backwards. And he needs to consider whether he wants to have his dad as his trainer or retire, because he's going to get hurt,
Al Heyman, someone needs to step in and just tell him to get the fuck lost. How could people not be tired of this fucking clown? We don't talk shit. I don't talk shit. And then he talks shit for the next 10 minutes. Like, shut the fuck up, man. He's obviously doing nothing to help his son at this point. He hasn't developed at all. And he's just acting like a fucking asshole. And it's on national TV. Like, someone's got to step in and just say, this guy's got to go. Just get lost. Get the fuck out of here with your bowling shirts. Your fucking 2.5 men. Your 2.5 men Charlie Sheen shirts. Just get the fuck out of here.
That's excellent.
Kid Galloway in the chat is saying, Chew shook off one of those one-arm push-ups.
Shit. We the real deal. We don't talk. We the real deal. All you do is talk. Shut the fuck up. If you would throw a punch one time on stage, Riddick Bowe style, I'd fucking be all right with it. But he ain't doing shit. Just shut the fuck up.
See, like local.
I blame the reporters for putting fucking cameras and microphones in his face. They shouldn't.
You're right. These guys are living vicariously through their sons, just like Angel is. Just like Ken Porter. People say that about Ken Porter, but I don't think he's as bad as fucking Ruben Guerrero. I think he's the worst. And the thing is, like, I'm not doubting his street credentials. I've seen the film Training Day. I have no doubt that Ruben Guerrero would put me in a fucking bathtub with chocolate and fucking blow me away. I'm not doubting his
Ruben Guerrero ain't gonna do shit.
Nah, but I believe he would fucking try and assassinate me for a VCR. But in terms of like his boxing knowledge, I don't think he's got any, man. He wasn't like a boxer, man. He doesn't say anything to his son other than fucking let's go.
Just quickly while we're talking,
and I think he's the worst influence because he was the one. Remember, I said a while back that I think Guerrero falsely believed into the hype of his own power after the Berto fight, and his father's the one who keeps telling everybody that they're not going to be able to handle his son's power. And I believe like he loads up instead of doing like he used to, just throwing fluid punches. He was kind of like a Sammy Vasquez type fighter in the lower weights, and now I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Totally agree. I totally agree. I think the commentary team was saying that as well on the international feed. He doesn't box anymore. He brawls too much.
You always look at the fight with Michael Caceres. Fucking Guerrero gave him a masterclass. The jab, the right hand. Everything was great. The straight left even. But now he's just. He fucking eats things with his face like a fucking predator. You know, fucking predators in the wild, they eat things with their face. You know, fucking tigers and lions and bears, they eat things with their face.
He got that Rocky Balboa defense. He goes face first, Guerrero.
You tweeted on your Twitter, like, how could you say that you won with a face like that?
Yeah, and a body, everything.
Robert Guerrero, he looked like fucking Golem from Lord of the Rings, man. He looked like fucking a mess.
Looked like Spiegel and shit, dude asking for the precious.
My precious.
But speaking of jabs, did you see, like, Danny Garcia just doesn't have a jab, huh?
I think because he was more on the back foot, though, so he wasn't really... He
landed 7 jabs in a 12-round fight.
I didn't see the stats, to be honest, but all I can maybe attribute to that is, like I said, he's on the back foot. He's just looking for the counter punches, so he's not really interested in throwing his jab. Because the majority of the fight, he was on the back foot.
I think the stats are 7 out of 153.
Well, he landed 7 jabs out of 153.
Yeah, for a whopping 4.6%.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. These guys are just, this is my problem with boxing. These guys just don't throw enough punches. And I keep hearing how modern day athletes are in such better shape, better conditioning. We have better nutrition, better training, all that stuff. And these guys are welterweights and they're not even throwing 500 punches in 12 rounds. Like, it's fucking awful. You get some rounds where they're each throwing 35 punches, like 35 punches in 3 minutes. Like, what the fuck is that? These aren't heavyweights. These are welterweights. They should be throwing 700 punches a fight. Like, it's boring. It's like I told you, Cam, I was in and out of the fight because you see each round starts looking like the one before it. So you could just leave for 2 rounds and come back and see the same thing again.
Yeah, they just blur into one another. Well, the bit she did see though, Kev, like, did you see it as a close fight? I know you dipped in and out, but
no, I saw most of it, but I saw Danny winning. I mean, he was controlling it. He landed the more solid shots, and like even though he didn't have a jab, he was landing a high percentage of his other punches, his more power punches. I mean, he didn't land too much that was really very impressive, but I didn't see him get hit with much that was impressive either. So I mean, I thought he controlled the fight, and he kind of basically made Guerrero timid a lot too. So I kind of gave it to Garcia pretty handily, like 8 or 9 rounds, if I really look back on it.
Yeah, I thought Garcia won quite convincingly. I do usually go for the aggressive, but Guerrero...
That's what I said. Did I say Guerrero? I meant Garcia, right? Yeah, 8, 9 rounds?
Yeah, Guerrero wasn't that...
Yeah.
Guerrero wasn't that... He was aggressive, but he wasn't effective, and a lot of his punches were getting blocked. And he kept throwing that kind of weak jab to set up, like Chu was saying, to set up his left hand and then to position his feet closer to Garcia, because like you're saying, he needs to set his feet up before he starts throwing. You can't punch on the move. And when he did do that, he'd always drop his hands low, and Garcia just bang in with a counter punch. left hook or right hand or overhand right or looping right. You just got. I kind of felt sorry for him after the fight because he took so many big punches towards the end of the fight.
Yeah, and when he was throwing his combinations, because he knew he was too far away, so he wasn't going to land or get hit. So it's like he was throwing just to act like he was busy. Like
exactly, to look like he's doing something.
Bad.
Yep.
Yeah, Danny was landing all kinds of left hooks. Like it was like a left hook glossary. There was short left hooks, wide left hooks. You know, like Lucas Matisse would throw, overhand left hooks, like Triple G would throw. You know, it's fucking like it was like the glossary of left.
That's
hooks.
why I want to see Garcia. I've always wanted to see Garcia Porter because I thought the way Porter bulls in and the way Garcia spins off with that left hook, I thought that would be a fun fight. Even more so, I think, than Thurman Garcia. I mean, than Thurman Porter.
I think Porter might steamroll him if that happened, but we'll get to that fight if it ever gets made. Just going back to Guerrero. I hope he just retires or something. Because
just get the fuck out of here.
Not even in a bad way, because I kind of like him, and you know, taking time off to look after his wife, man. I thought that was a beautiful thing to do, but he's
too tough for his own good. He has too good a chin.
That's the thing.
The longer he stays, the more punches he's going to take. It's not good.
Exactly. Like I don't want to watch an interview with him in 10 years and he's like speaking like a cabbage. You know, I'd rather he get out and enjoy his life, enjoy his time with his family, man. Because he does seem like a genuine nice guy. Every interview I've ever seen of him, I don't think he ever says really a bad word about anyone. He looks like a big family man. So, and I know he's made good purses in the last few fights. So just retire.
Yeah, since the Floyd fight, he's had to make at least $6 million in purses, $5 million or something like that.
Exactly. So just take that money, step out the game, enjoy your life.
And that's the thing. Like I know the purses for this. You know, Danny got $1.5 million. Robert Guerrero got $1.2 million. That's a fucking. How much was the attendance for the fight? Like, I don't really get how they can pay those guys that much. I know it's a WBC welterweight fight, but the purses that these guys get are not fucking reflected in the economics of the fight. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's crazy money. Yeah, well, fucking crazy money.
Kev's been talking about this for months, that PBC just leaking money, man. I don't understand how they're making money.
But they're not trying to make money right now. That's the thing. They knew in the first year and a half, they weren't going to be profitable at all. So right now they're just trying to pay fighters to get in big cards to try to get network deals. So,
but
I don't know. But my thing is, once they need to make money, there's no way they're going to be able to make money and pay people this way.
But that's the thing. In the first year, they should have made like Thurman Porter in the first year to kind of bring attention to it. Like, I think that first year was a waste, but we won't get into that. That's another.
I tell everybody I know, man, you might as well go to Heyman and try to get that money while it's still out there.
Exactly,
because it's gonna dry up.
Well, just before we move on, Nothing for Something in the chat made a point, which, you know, if I found it strange as well that Foreman versus Porter is billed as Showtime on CBS. You would think that they would want the PBC to be the guy to handle that, but no, it's Showtime on CBS.
Isn't it on CBS? It's on CBS.
Yeah, it's CBS, but I thought it would be PBC.
Well, CBS is the home company of Showtime.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to use Showtime probably for promotional shit, for like instead of corner to corner, maybe they'll have an all access, but it'll be on national TV. So it'll be PBC all over the place. They'll promote it. Everybody knows Heyman fighters. It's PBC. So.
Oh, yeah. Okay. No, I just thought in terms of like name recognition, you'd probably want the PBC to be the. But I mean, I suppose it's just whatever.
It's just semantics.
Yeah, semantics. That's it.
Lastly, I talked about how poor Sergio Mora was, but I need to compliment Keith Thurman. I thought he was excellent on the mic. His analysis, just the way he was calling stuff, how he was promoting the fight with Porter during the broadcast. I just thought he was excellent all around. I know spoke to Kimo, he kind of said the same thing. So props to Mr. Thurman on his TV skills.
No, but his name was trending on Twitter. And then if you looked at most of the Twitter comments, they were negative about him, man. I don't listen to him. I wasn't listening to the American feed, but
but let's face it, Chew. Most of the time, people write stuff. It's because they're angry or they're haters or they're fucking miserable. So that's the people who are happy don't take time to write good reviews. So like if you go to like Yelp or other things like that, most reviews are negative because those are the people who have time to bitch about shit. So that's why you're going to see most negative reviews. But I think PBC did a good job of putting them on the telecast because that was in itself promotional, a tool for that event. I didn't personally like him because his voice bothers me. So. To me, like I said, I thought he sounded like a cheap hooker on the 15th or something like that. He got that lisp heavy, so.
You a hater, okay? You a hater.
But I wasn't into that, but I think he's definitely, I don't know. I don't think he's intelligent. I think he's just like a fucking weirdo. I don't know.
I think he's got a lisp because he plays wind instruments. He plays the flute a lot.
I don't know. Just don't duck him, son.
I like Keith. I like the way he talks. I just like his voice will kind of go higher and higher as he gets to the point. It's like an escalator. He's like a human escalator. I like the way he talks. It's quite entertaining.
The welterweight division.
Welterweight.
Yeah. Just going back to Garcia, what do you guys see next for him? I don't know if it's true because I've not really followed up on it too tough this weekend, but did Angel say that they're not going to give Khan the rematch? Did either of you hear that or read that anywhere?
I don't know. I didn't hear or see anything. Isn't it mandatory?
Apparently, yeah, but I don't know why Angel would come out and say that. So maybe he was misquoted, or maybe wherever I read it was just making some shit stuff up.
This is a WBC title they just won?
Yep, the green belt.
So we need Suleiman and Heyman to just force it and press it.
Yep.
Put it over here in the States and just make it happen.
The thing is, Khan's a Heyman fighter anyway. It shouldn't be a hard fight to make, really.
Yeah, it shouldn't be, but all these guys aren't fighting each other, even though Heyman owns both of them. They're still ducking. It's very weird.
We got to say that. Did you guys see that Khan picture of him looking at Floyd?
Didn't Floyd say, isn't that the dude who beat you, about Danny Garcia?
No, but did you see that picture where he's kind of looking like at the corner of his eye like a stalker?
No.
That shit was classic. When I have to send it.
I saw that.
That was amazing. He looked like a serial killer. Like he's my next target.
Stephen Avery.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit! I seen Khan and fucking Brooke going hard body on Twitter.
Yeah, I was talking to Leon about this today, and it's just.
Somebody said all the best fights this year have been on Twitter. It's not a good look.
Exactly that. It kind of goes into my point that it's just repetitive now. They every 6 months they have a bit of a back and forth on Twitter, and then nothing happens. So I'm not really getting caught up in all this Twitter beef anymore until they start signing contracts and having fights arranged. I'm not too bothered. They can diss each other all they want.
Yeah, it's getting tiring.
Yeah, it's just the same shit every 6 months.
If it ain't Hard Work Lundy, I'm not trying to listen to Twitter.
Hammering Hank.
That's it, coming to a town near you.
I saw fucking Amir Khan said to TMZ Sports that if he gives Garcia a beatdown, Mayweather might be there.
Jesus Christ, he's still thinking about Floyd?
Yeah, he just needs to shut up about Floyd. It's just getting annoying, man.
He should just never say the Floyd or Manny ever again, period.
Yep, take him out of his vocabulary.
And the funny thing is, he'll definitely make more money fighting Brooke in the UK than he would be fighting Floyd in Vegas.
Yeah, I agree to that. Because Floyd doesn't really pay his opponents that much.
Floyd will give him like $3 million. He'll probably make $5 million if it's a good pay-per-view.
And he'll probably make some advertising money from the UK and stuff like that, sponsorships.
Yeah.
But,
I don't see the thing is I don't think it's about the money. I think it's just about the prestige of beating like a Floyd Mayweather. I don't think he thinks he would get the same kind of respect for beating Kell Brook.
Yeah, because every time, I think being with Pacquiao in that camp and having to be like the second fiddle and like basically the redheaded stepchild, like he always saw himself on that level. So now he wants to prove that he's on that level, even though he failed a couple times. But I think in his heart, like that's like what you said, Chew, it's not really about the money. He wants to. He was there. He saw that level and he saw himself on that level, and he still hasn't reached it.
But he's only got himself to blame. He's had
Of course.
critical losses at key times.
Career suicide, that guy, man. He got Winky Wright career advice, man.
If Danny Garcia drops the belt, will his little daughter have to drop the little belt as well?
Yo, that's always the best defense after you do a boring or people don't like you, is to bring your kid to try to shield you from getting fucking booed and stuff.
Get some sympathy votes.
Yeah, like after Lennox Lewis beat the shit out of Tyson and shit.
All right. Anything else, boys?
Nah.
So we just hope Robert Guerrero retires and lives a happy life.
Yeah, I just to finalise. I mean, I hope Robert Guerrero quits. Well, no, in fact, that's not in his nature. He's never going to quit, is he? That's one thing you can say about Robert Guerrero. He may be flawed, but he's not a guy who'll fucking retire on his stool like two of the other guys. And I know one of them probably done the right thing. I didn't think Martinez done the right thing. I think Martinez was just getting schooled, and then he said, I've got a sore elbow. Which, he's the one receiving the punches. I can't really be too critical, but...
but you can be critical. I mean, you're not a boxer. He is. Like, there's a certain level of professionalism and performance expectation,
Exactly.
He didn't live up to it. We're not saying we could do it, but then again, we're not boxers,
But you need to
I don't
say
walk
these things.
out in the middle of my workday,
People want to see knockouts. People want to see clean finishes. They don't want to see stool finishes. When you say knockouts, you think boxing. When you say goals, you think football. When you think touchdown, you think American football. Tries, rugby, birdies, golf, slam dunks, basketball. Knockouts are synonymous with boxing. It's like sporting word association. You don't think stool. Well, what's the adjective for a guy finishing on his stool? Is it, I'm going to stool the cunt? No, it doesn't really work like that. It's just, that literally just sounds like shit. Like you stole the guy. It's just an ugly finish, and it leaves the fan want more. It's just like the ugliest way. I would rather a guy got fucking... I don't know what the alternative is, but I don't want to see the guy quit in the corner between rounds. I just don't. I don't want a guy to die, but I don't want to see him quit in the corner. I want to see a fucking guy, a ref, wave it off before I see that.
Yeah, Aaron Martinez wasn't in trouble of dying in there, and you know what I mean? He just quit. He was getting beat down.
And too much of that is like it's like in other sports we don't celebrate like a throw-in or like a fucking timeout, and I feel like that's what a stool is. It's like you're quitting on your stool. It's just I don't like it, and it's becoming more and more prevalent. It shouldn't be.
That's true.
Anyway.
Yeah, should we move on? I know Bud said he's available, so should we get him on for 15 minutes?
Let's do it.
Alright, try and get Mr. Woodels. It's ringing out. Oh, there we go. I feel like I'm going to interview a boxer. Maybe Wood's busy today.
Please leave your message for 4.
Oh, yep, unfortunately, Wood's not answered, so we'll move on. Have a little break. Talk about the Predictions League.
What that the climax? Oh man.
Oh well.
I was getting myself all geared up for that shit.
Maybe he'll.
Some of the guys in the chat are celebrating actually. Some of them are disappointed.
Yeah, some of them are a bit of Wood haters, I think. But let's move on. Have a little break.
I'm not. I like Wood.
Talk about the Predictions League. Top 10, obviously a lot of people still in joint position, so I'll go through them all. We got Johnny B in first position, Jack A26 in second, joint third we got Imorelli, and Ollie Francis. Fourth, we got Monocle 78, my boy Leon, holding it down for the Coalition Top 10. Fifth, we got AS_boxing. Joint sixth, we have Alan Hurst, G-Man, Marcus B, and Sasa. Joint seventh, we have Animal Trousers, Boss Up 03, and TBE Chef. Joint eighth, we have Bruto Deluxe, Nam 82. Joint ninth, Beelsbis, sorry if you pronounce that wrong, Claude Bottom, El Terrible, I Got Crow, me, MV2. Come on, MV2, we're both in joint ninth position. S7 UAT, however you pronounce that. The Compa, and in joint 10th we got Boxing Mad UK and T-Rex Boxer.
I noticed the guy who's first at the moment fucking got 120 points in 1 week, and he climbed a lot of places. So it just goes to show you have one good week, you can come out of nowhere and fucking win the thing. So, I'm still optimistic.
Yep. And props to you two. You put your picks in for 2 weeks in a row. You haven't forgot, so.
I'm going to keep going. I'm going to play the Robert Guerrero game, slowly grind these cunts down. And can I just, since we've been doing all this shit, a guy in the chat room who makes good points, but he's quite critical of us. I just want to, because we're a kind of show that interacts with the fans, even if it's negative. I just want to repeat this, Cam, right? You might have skipped it, because I know a lot of the guys in the chat skipped it. It's fuck you till you love me. Right? He says, I've never seen such a unified group of international whiners and wet blankets as you have on this show. You guys feed off each other's sour views, yet you show up each week to expel these views that you would never share if you were in the same room as any of these boxers, trainers, promoters that you have on your mind constantly and obsessively. Quite a point. But anyway, I'll say this to you. I don't care if the guy was in the fucking same room as me, if it's a box and I'm being critical of or whatnot. I would fucking say it to their face. I'm bigger than half these cunts, and I know fucking other shit. I'm not going to be intimidated by any cunt. If the guy deserves praise, then let it be. And if they deserve criticism, then, fucking let it be. But as for, negativity, it's all it is the truth.
Yeah, we give we give criticism when it's due, and we praise a lot of people when they deserve it. So I guess Foot is just not feeling some of our comments, but that's just the way boxing is at the moment. We're a reflection of how the state of boxing is. So if boxing was better, I guess we may be a bit more positive, but it is what it is, as a lot of people say. But let's move on. Let's give the people in the chat a shout. We'll still give Foot a shout, because
he's entitled to his views.
Yeah, and he's not really abused. You kind of made a good point. I see where he's coming from.
He articulated it well, but the only thing is, Cam, is that you can't. We say this every week, man. I know other podcasts have got the same shit. It's you can't dress this up like it is, man. I'm fucking depressed.
No, like I said before, a lot of people I know that are hardcore fans not even watched the fights on the weekend.
Exactly. I mean, look at our show, man. We used to have fucking, and this is another thing we've talked about off air, we used to have a full fucking lineup of hosts every week. Look at us now. it's fucking, at the moment it's me and you. And if we're lucky, we'll get 2 or 3 other guys, And it's not because these cunts are, when I say these cunts, I mean the other hosts. It's not because these cunts are too busy, or they just don't watch the fights. You can't hold a fucking gun to their head and say, watch the fight.
Exactly, because it takes 4 hours of your weekend up. These cards go long sometimes. You can't expect people to sit down and watch it and then come on the show and talk about them. It's just the way it is. But that's
you can't.
Sorry.
If they watch the fight, Cam, you know it yourself. All the time, it's like a fucking chore. You know what I mean?
It happens. I watched a Box Nation card on Friday too, and it was fucking terrible, man. But I thought I'd watch it just in case someone else watches it on the show and you want to talk about it. But it was a chore to watch. Seriously,
was that the guy from Aberdeen and
Ryan Walsh? Yeah.
What was fun or a passion or a hobby, like you said, is now feels like a chore.
Yep.
It's just, it is what it is. I mean, hopefully we've got a couple of good fights around the corner, starting with fucking Keith Foreman and Sean Porter.
Yeah, exactly. I was talking to Hamada, and he was kind of saying the same things as you just saying. It was just right before the show, and I said, try and be more positive, because we got, Frampton
Quigg, yeah.
And then straight after that, we kind of got Thurman Porter, and then there's a lot of room for other decent fights to be made, so I'm quite optimistic that this year is going to, even though it's a slow start, slow burner, I think it's going to get a lot better. I think it probably, fingers crossed, might be one of the best years in the last few years, because last 2 years were really poor.
Aye. Jack Captain in the chat is saying, is Chew on a step ladder or a staircase? No, I'm actually just on a chair. It's just a fucking noisy chair. Sorry, mate.
Need some WD-40. Alright, let me get back on track and give the people in the chat a shout out. We got Tico, Basileos, Joey D14, Wasif1, Colm, Jason268, Marky Mark TMT, Zulo90, Pinhead 360, AC UK, Nunez 83, as my screensaver just came on, Bill Bones 101, Kevlar, James Meyer, shout out to James, man. Stokey, Court Music, Nothing for Something, Shams 1000, Jack Captain, Beast Mode, Foot, Roos is in the chat, Loco Mexican, Danny Yankee, Lucan, Brutal Deluxe, Ollie Francis Haslam, PM Versus, Luke in LA, Ari Gold Boss is in the chat, Low Country, J Swede the A-Side, Die Hard Casual Fan, NK Halfie, Jas, Dean Scores, and 14 guests. Okay, I need to... For a while I've not checked the iTunes reviews, and I did recently. There were a few new ones, so I thought people took the time to write them, so I'll take the time to give them a thank you and read them out. In the UK there were 3. I'm not sure if I read one of them out already. It was from September 28th. It's from Tsar Christoph, but if I have, doesn't matter. I'll read it out again. The Boxing Coalition is as funny as it is informative. All the weekly guests are great, ranging from European-based guys, North American and South Americans, and the chief host Cam does a great job ensuring interesting discussion. The Coalition website has a predictions league with many contestants who put their choices in for the week with a range of fights from flyweights all the way to heavyweights, which is really addictive and shows your boxing knowledge or lack thereof. Thank you, Tsar Christoph. I follow him on Twitter. Really good, nice guy. The second one is by Ant_18. This pod glasses all the rest. Keep up the good work, boys. Thank you, Ant. Next one was by Zilla the Face Filler. Always on the ball with analysis, grounded and also fun. Loving this for the real heads. Thank you, Zilla. The next one is 2 reviews from the US. We got Czech Hook, who left it on November 13th, 2015. The best boxing pod out there. Hashtag TBE. And then thank you, Czech Hook. And the next one is from Joel Thomas 1001. Left on January 12th, 2016. Perfect mix of serious boxing talk and a bit of fun. Panelists know their boxing but don't take themselves too seriously. And I think that one from Joel, thank you Joel, kind of sums up the show. I think we like to have a laugh. We're not experts. We don't claim to be experts. We just like talking every week, having a laugh, talk the boxing, watch some fights, and that's it. If people like it, follow us and give us props. If you don't, you don't. It is what it is. But yeah.
I'm not an expert?
Yeah. But, yeah, thanks for the guys that left them. Really appreciate it. Let's move on. Chew, what do you want to talk about? Have you seen any news on that, or should we just go straight into next week previews?
Nah, just let's go straight into next week.
Alright.
Oh, fucking Wood the God is saying, Chew, tell them to call me back. Fuck's sake, Wood. You need to get organised, man. But aye.
Alright, we'll try Wood again. Try the B more number. Wood's in Amsterdam.
He got McNulty chasing him, son.
I'm bunk. Yo, Wood, we can hear you, but your line is very low. Nah, Wood, your line is really bad. We can barely hear you, Wood. Yeah, Wood, I'll try hanging up and I'll call you back, Wood, because I can barely hear you.
Okay.
Oh, no. Now it's much better, Wood.
No, you're all right, man.
It's kind of gone again. I'll try you again, Wood. I think Wood's snowed in, man. I think the snow is messing up his phone reception. We'll try again.
Baltimore snow?
They got snow out there too.
Skied up?
Yep. Danny Yankee in the chat said, Wood live from the International Space Station. Shout out to Danny Yankee, man. Always giving us props on Twitter.
Hey, can y'all hear me now, man?
Yeah, Wood, now we can hear you, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Just chilling, man. What y'all got to talk about now, man?
Yo, we just kind of went through all the fights, give our opinions over the weekend, you know, the Garcia card. So give us your thoughts, man. What do you think of Garcia, Guerrero, Brazil versus Mansour, and Sammy Vasquez versus Martinez?
Oh, I'm gonna start with the first fight, man. That Sammy Vasquez, that other dude. I'm gonna tell you what some things I'm starting to notice with the on this PPC shit. I like it, but these fighters are quitting on these fucking stools because they getting all this fucking money, man. I believe, and they coming up with all these fucking injuries. 2 fighters quit on the stool back to back. You notice that shit?
Yeah, it's a bit of a coincidence.
What's the Aaron Martinez? He got that 150,000, whatever the fuck they gave him. He quit on the stool, and then all of a sudden, Mansour, punk ass, quit on the stool. And he's supposed to be a tough guy doing 8, 10 years in jail. If he fought like that over the jail, they would have took his ass. No doubt about it. They would have took his ass, word up. But he was fighting. Wow, I'm telling you, him and that Brazil, he is out of shape, man. We was watching that shit. Me and my cousin, I was calling that nigga Dominic, whatever the fuck his name is, Brazil. Like, this nigga got titties, he got a belly. This motherfucking nigga is way out of shape, man. He is a knockout waiting to happen. He fight wild. Mansour was fighting wild. What he did is gassed himself out and got tired and quit on the fucking stool. He already got that fucking money. Al Heyman, like, he pays these motherfuckers good. He pays them good because he don't want nobody else to give him. He try to run everybody else out of business, so he overpay these motherfuckers. And the last nigga that fought the one that fought Keith Thurman, he quit on the stool. What's his name? Collazo. He quit on the stool. He got a couple of 100,000. This nigga quit on the stool. Y'all hear me, or did I go out yet?
No, we still hear you.
Yeah. He quit on the stool. So it's just like those. I didn't like those. You know, it was a cool fight. It was exciting, but it was crazy, man. It's like they was 2 bums fighting. That Dominic Brazil's gonna get fucked up, man. He's a big guy, but he gonna get fucked up if he do not tighten up his shit. Start boxing, start boxing. But a football player is not. He's an ex-football player. People telling him to use his height. Football players don't use their distance. They don't use jabs. They don't use all that shit. He's a football player. He fight like a football player. So I'm gonna go to the other fight. I already told you the other nigga quit on stool. But I'm gonna tell you, that Guerrero, if you go back to his last 5 or 6 fights, he been taking hell of a punches in his fucking head. His father is not teaching him nothing. He been taking hell of a shots. And he at every fight he say the same thing. He ran like a chicken. He ran like a chicken. Bullshit. He ran like a chicken. We won. We won the fight. They say that bullshit to get another fight. He ran like a chicken. He said, Mayweather, he ran like a chicken. And, everybody's running like a fucking chicken. Everybody got baby nuts. But you don't want to get punched upside your motherfucking head. You don't want to keep getting punched upside your goddamn head, but everybody running. Mayweather had his head going around like a pinball. Other nigga had him, the one with the ponytail and shit, Thurman and shit. Ponytail had his head going around, almost knocked his ass out. Danny Garcia almost knocked his ass out. He need to start fighting bums now. He need to no more main events for this nigga. He done with main events. Put him in there when the show first started at 4:00 something. Put him in there with a bum, man. Put him in there with an up and coming guy that got like 15 fights or something. Don't put him in there with no more main events. But y'all, look, I'm gonna tell y'all, this is my prediction on Danny Garcia. Watch what I say. In his next 3 fights, he gonna get knocked the fuck out. Watch what I tell y'all.
By who?
I'm gonna tell y'all why. You know why? He closes his fucking eyes when he throw them left hooks. Somebody gonna time his ass and knock his ass the fuck out. If he fights somebody like Adrian Broner will time him and knock his ass out. Broner will time him. He somebody gonna come in between.
Nah, Broner's not gonna.
Listen to what I'm saying, man. But Broner will time you. He not the best. So he ain't gotta go back and forth and all this bullshit saying who the best and all this shit. But he do know how to punch. He throw short shots. Somebody that throws short shots in between wide shots. I'm just saying somebody like him can do that. He has the attributes or whatever the fuck to do some shit like that. Or Mayweather, somebody with good boxing skills can time his ass, catch him throwing one of those wild ass hooks and closing his eyes and knock him the fuck out. And I'm gonna tell you, why do you think Mayweather showed up at that fight? One of his fighters was fighting. Every time Mayweather showed up to a fight, he's scouting. He showed up to that fight. He looking for some new food. And I think Danny Garcia is that food. He undefeated. He that food that Mayweather need to come back. He probably that fool. He was sitting there scouting. See, that's what Mayweather doing, man. He played chess, man. He playing chess. He scouting and shit. He looking for an easy fight where he can make some money. Danny Garcia is that fool, but nobody don't like him. Nobody don't like Danny. Danny, I said this shit on the Boxing Voice. Mario said some real shit. Until Danny fucked up. Once he beat Lucas Matisse, he been going backwards instead of him capitalizing on the shit, going forward on the momentum. This nigga been going backwards, man. He been going backwards, and ever since that Herrera really fucked him, he been in a tailspin, man. His career. He all fucked up. His everything is going against this kid, man. He's still getting no crazy paydays, but his career is not going. I don't know. Something ain't going right with his career, and he only like 2 or 3 fights away from losing. Because he can't. I don't know who he gonna be. I don't know. He might be Keith Thurman though, man. He might could be Keith Thurman. I don't know. I don't know, man. So I don't want to go off the directions and start talking my shit and get y'all listeners up, panties all in the bunch. So what else y'all been rapping about, man?
We've been talking about Thurman and Porter. What do you think of that fight? Who are you picking at the moment?
Say that again, Thurman Porter. I got Porter, man. I got Porter because Thurman not act. Thurman not acting right. Thurman not acting right, man. Something
What about those crazy eyes, Wood?
Ever since that coach, what Andre Ward coach name, yo?
Virgil Hunter.
Ever since Virgil Hunter told that nigga, I'm gonna cut your ponytail off and break your motherfucking neck. That nigga haven't been acting right, man. Remember Virgil Hunter told that nigga, yo, I'm gonna cut your ponytail off and break your fucking neck, man?
He told him to cut his ponytail off because if he comes at Virgil with that shit, he gonna yoke that up and choke him.
Yeah, he an old school nigga. He an old school nigga. He said he gonna cut the ponytail off and break his damn neck. Hey man, Khan, man. I got a newfound respect for Khan, man. I just like the way he, you know, man, Khan need to get out of boxing and do something else, man. Khan is just a funny character, man. He had about 5 or 6 bitches with him yesterday, man. He was looking like the Godfather from the WWE last night, man. Saturday night, man. Remember the Godfather come down here with the whole train and shit?
Yeah, the whole train.
Yeah, he looked like, yo, Khan looked like the Godfather, yo. I was like, yo, this nigga, he's talking himself out of fights that he can. He talking himself out of fights that he can get, like the Brook fight, 80-20 or 60-40, and the people that don't want to fight him. He's trying. I don't know who. Al Haney can't be advising him. Al Haney can't be telling him this shit. I don't know what Khan doing. And Khan is pretty. Where you from? Baghdad or somewhere in Pakistan? Where you from? Now, I'm never going to ask nobody where they from and shit because these people get mad. And I say he might be a Mexican, he might be from Iraq. These people be boxing fans are the most sensitive motherfuckers I ever met, man. They don't have no sense of humor. Oh, he would. He's not a Mexican. He's not an Indian. He's a Mexican. He's not from Pakistan. He's from Baghdad. Oh, just shut the fuck up, man. Stop crying, man. I don't care where the fuck these niggas from. Long they get in the ring and beat each other the fuck up. Who gives a fuck at the end of the day? Hey, look. I wanted to ask y'all something about this fucking Kell Brook. Y'all talking about titles being held hostage over in different part of the country. Kell Brook about to fight a nigga named Busy, shit. What the fuck is this? Who is this nigga?
Yeah, he's fighting Kevin Bizier, but he is mandatory to be fair.
Yeah, but he fought 3 bums since he had the title, man. Am I right or wrong?
No, you're right, and I'm not a Kell Brook fan, so I'm not going to defend him.
Yeah, I know Kell Brook, and then I don't even want to get on Billy Ho, man.
Billy Ho Saunders.
Yo, I'm gonna ask you a question. Billy Ho told Kevin, what's his name? Chris Eubanks?
Yep.
Chris Eubanks.
He told Chris Eubanks that Triple G can whip me and your ass the same night. Did y'all hear that? Or did somebody, am I mistaken? Am I getting some bad information?
No, I said that. That's true, though, eh?
If he said it gotta be true. It came out of his motherfucking mouth. You ever hear boxers say some shit like that before, man? Can you imagine Sugar Ray? Can you imagine Sugar Ray Leonard telling Tommy Hearns, Hagler can beat me and you beat both our asses in the same night. Can you imagine him saying some shit like that, man?
But that's because Triple G. That's because Triple G's a boss. And I know you hate Triple G, Wood, but that's because Triple G's just got the whole division shook.
Is this MC Chews?
This is MV2. What's happening?
Is this MC Chews? Remember I used to call you MC Chews? I thought you was a Chinese motherfucker back in the day. I'm like, what the fuck is this Chinese nigga talking like he from London and shit? MC Chews and shit. This Chinese nigga talking. He got a motherfucking. This Chinese guy got a British accent.
No, Daniel Lim used to say the same shit.
Say that again.
You know, Daniel Lim used to say the same shit.
Yeah, man. Triple G, man. I don't know, man. I like Triple G, man. I shit on him and I shit on everybody, man. But deep down inside, I love everybody. I like to put humor to my boxing. I don't want to be like everybody else. I always been the same. I always been like that. I don't want to. I'm gonna tell you, I never wanted to be that Mario type of nigga. Don't you see how Mario seemed like he reading from a monologue or something? You know what I'm saying? Mario on the bottom. I don't want to be like that. I never was that type of nigga. I always been the type of person that say I always wanted to be. I don't try to be different. I just think different. I don't think like nobody else.
Yeah, but Mario keeps it real though. On Twitter and everything, he's consistent with what he says.
I mean, he laughs, man. I always fuck with him. Man. He always keep laughing. But I'm just saying, he just kind of, you can't imagine me, talking like that. I can talk, I can talk I can be like that, but I couldn't do that. I can't be stuffy like that. I can't be stuffy. I just gotta say what's on my motherfucking mind. And these boxers they be shitting on us as fans, man. I don't care. That's why I just don't care. That's why you never see me siding with a particular fighter, because they all try to get these crazy fights in on us and shit.
Nah,
and
that's a lie. I know you're a big Andre Ward fan.
No, man, look, Andre Ward, I'm the first person to say Andre Ward. I'm not a fan of none of these niggas. You heard me talk all kind of shit about Andre Ward, Floyd Mayweather. Name a person I won't say shit about, because they all be shitting on us as fans, man. And that's one thing we got to do is, since we got access to social media, they can see the shit. Like they can see the shit we say about them. We can't just be riding these nigga dicks and shit, because they're get a fucking bullshit ass fight on us and shit. So we can't be.
You know what it is with. I'm sorry to interrupt you, right? You keep on going about Bumlovkin and rants about Golovkin. Really,
I don't call him that.
You do. You call him Bumlovkin and say he's having bum soup. And I know you're trolling.
No.
I know you're trolling.
What I say is, he do eat a lot. He been eating a lot of bum soup, man. He should be full by now off of the bums, man. His belly should be full. His belly should, but I'm not really shitting on him as a fighter by saying that. I'm just talking about his opponents. I'm not saying he's a bum. I want to see him in there. He got a chance. You know why I shit on his opponent so much? Because I can see that guy. What y'all don't see, I can see. Because I'm not attached to him. I can see his prime years being fucked around. And somebody going to fuck around and beat him out his prime. I want to see him go up against, because if he would have fought Andre Ward, I was looking at it 50-50. I wasn't looking at Ward sweeping him out. And he would have lost that shit. I don't see Andre Ward finishing people tough like him. That would have raised his fucking status. His management fucked him out of that motherfucking fight, trying to get him to clean up that bum ass 160 division. And that what got me fucking upset, talking about his opponents, not him. There's no way anybody call Triple G a bum. Got to be crazy, because he ain't no fucking bum. He don't fight nothing like no bum. He beat the shit out of bums. So I don't talk about. I talk about his opponents. What's that nigga name? Willie the Worm and all these motherfuckers, man. And Mario Lemieux and all these people. I talk about his opponents, not him.
Yeah.
I say bum soup.
Wood, we're going to jump in because we kind of covered some of this last week. We're going to let you go soon, Wood. Anything else you want to talk about before you go?
All right, man. Hell, y'all, I like y'all, man. Y'all let me talk more than y'all let me talk, man. It's not nothing. Just It ain't too much, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you, that's how it is, man. As soon as I hang up, I'll think about it, man. But it's been a pleasure, man. And just hit me up next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Wood to God, and I'm out, man. Anything else?
That's it, Wood. Thank you for calling, man.
Wood, get Skype.
Peace. Thank you to Wood for calling, man. His calls are always entertaining. I just cut him off just because we kind of covered some of that Triple G stuff last week, so I didn't want to go over the same ground again.
That was my fault. I fucking laid him down that path.
No, it's all right. It's all good. But before we move on to next week's fights, just quickly want to mention Showbox card on Friday. One of the fights was in the Predictions League. Excellent knockout, probably knockout of the year so far. Not much to say because obviously the year's still young yet, but it was Rob Brandt versus DeCarlo Perez. He dropped him in the third round with double right hands. Perez survived it. In the fourth, he hit him with a beautiful right hand. One of those kind of showreel knockouts where he bounced against the ropes. Chew, I sent you the little clip. Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, definitely.
What is it?
Knockout.
It's on YouTube, is it?
No, it's on the messenger app that I normally send messages on.
Oh shit, man! I've not seen it.
No worries. Kev, did you see it?
No, I guess I'm off the link email fucking list, huh? You didn't send it to me.
Leaving people off. All right, no worries. Let's move on then. We got a fight that's kind of crept upon us slowly, you know. Not much hype to it from me. I know they've had press conferences and a lot of back and forth about racism and that, but Jean Pascal versus Sergei Kovalev, the rematch, it's a bit of a nothing fight for me. I think Kovalev is probably stopping quicker this time. If anything, I fear for Pascal's life. You know, and I'm not even joking, to be honest. Like, he's kind of poking the monster with a stick, and I could see Kovalev really hurting him on Saturday night. Your thoughts, Kev?
I mean, I loved the first fight. That was like my fight of the year at one point because I thought it was entertaining, even though it was one-sided and an ass-whooping. But it was entertaining, and Pascal did hit him with big shots, and I kind of questioned Kovalev's chin a little bit. But he stood up to it, and I thought it was really fun. However, afterwards, when people said rematch, I thought it was pointless then, and I think it's even more pointless now. And just the way that Kovalev really wanted to hurt him when he was stumbling on the ropes, like I fear for Pascal. And you kind of see in his last fight, his coordination's getting even worse, and he still doesn't have a good gas tank. So if he don't get lucky and land something in the first 2 rounds, and he's able to stand, it might get bad. I mean, this dude, let's be real, Kovalev's already killed somebody in the ring, right?
Yeah.
And he just basically, unlike most people who end up having remorse and get fucked up after it, he just got meaner and nastier. So there's no reason for this to be happening right now.
Agreed. Chew?
I think Kovalev should destroy him. And I don't want him to destroy him. I like Pascal as a fighter because Pascal's got heart, he's got balls, ducks no one. But his antics leading up to this fight, I thought, have been a bit distasteful. I think you're trying to imply that Kovalev is a racist, a bigot, and he probably is. But I don't think you should really say these things. You should just, I know why he's doing it, he's trying to gather interest in the fight, but if you notice, you don't really see anybody talking about Kovalev and his kind of racism. Like, when I say anyone, I talk about video journalists or whatnot, or other podcasters or any other boxing media. It's kind of these things that doesn't really get talked about. But here is Pascal kind of shining a light on it, because everybody knows it. But I just feel like you're really playing with fire by kind of trying to play mind games with a guy who's already killed somebody. You're asking for it, to be honest. And if you get seriously hurt, then, well, you had it coming.
Yeah, I don't even know what Kovalev has said. Maybe I just don't follow close enough like I used to, or maybe main events is just that irrelevant. that. I haven't really been following it. I remember the one T-shirt thing that he had, but I haven't really noticed anything else.
Yeah, well, I mean, we spoke about it on the show before. On the boxing scene forums, they've got like a whole forum message
Shoot
board.
me a link after the show, man.
Yeah, they've
or
got
anybody
like,
in the chat, man.
You said all kinds of shit on Russian TV, and all these other kind of shit on articles. I don't want to repeat what he said, but I mean,
just shoot me a link, or anybody in the chat, shoot me on Twitter.
Yeah. But at the same time, like when you're like guys like Pascal and you got fucking seriously fucked up in the first fight, I didn't even he landed a couple of good punches in the first fight, but I didn't think it was a fight that deserves a rematch. Like if this is the angle that you're going down, it's kind of like there's going to be like a lot of kind of copycats. You know what I mean? It's like you're opening like a race door, which you don't really want to kind of open.
It's like we're watching this like a anticipation of a train wreck or a high wire act. It's like we're kind of watching, thinking if someone's gonna die, or kind of like watching like old boy who was hitting the fucking tiger or some shit, a lion that fucking bit his arm off. That fucking Sigmund fucking whatever his name is.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like eventually a tiger's gonna go tiger. Or whatever it is, and. Like you said, landing a couple good shots, but getting the shit beat out of you doesn't warrant a rematch. But like they said, unfortunately, most of the top 175-pound guys are over at PBC, and there's really not much left else.
Just ask you guys a question. Like, what could he do technically that would give him a chance? Pascal.
Can't do a thing. He has no technical skills.
The only thing I think he could do is kind of stick and move, but because his gas tank's pretty bad, it's going to catch up to him, and he would need a big ring as well. And with Kovalev being the champ, I think he's going to have a nice small ring, and he's going to bang him out quite early, to be honest.
Yeah, but he's fighting in Canada, and that's Pascal's hometown. Oh,
yeah, that's because where the money is, but I think still Kovalev would have the... the weight to mandate to ask for those type of things in the contract.
Do you think Freddie Roach will make a difference?
Nah, I think it's short space of time. Maybe if he worked with him for like 3-4 fights or something, but in one fight, is it only this fight that they've worked together pre-camp?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like Freddie Roach is saying like all that kind of stuff like, if Pascal embarrasses me, I'm going to drop him. Which is kind of boggling considering you just signed him.
That's a weird statement to make, to be honest. He's paying. He's signing your check.
Well, Pascal's got a reputation of being undisciplined, so maybe Freddie Roach is just kind of letting him know.
Did he bring Memo with him to Wildcard?
Yeah, I don't know about that. That would be a good matchup. Heredia and Roach.
I want to see that light heavyweight I told you about last week, Chew, that Alexander Grove, whatever, with Garcia, that Ukrainian I've been hearing about. Hopefully he comes up quick enough for a Kovalev fight. I mean, I know Kovalev's supposed to fight Ward, but this dude's a fucking beast. Top ranks developing over there on the West Coast.
Can you remember his name? He's a Ukrainian light heavyweight that's training with Robert Garcia.
I think it's pronounced like Alexander. It's Olek, I think Sandr.
Alexander, yeah.
And his last name is like GV something, GVOD something.
Javozdik. Nothing for something. Give him credit.
Yeah.
Vozdik. Is that his name? Yeah, Vozdik. I think that's it. Fucking. There's a lot of guys coming through at light heavyweight, man. That'll be a very hot division in a year or so.
Yep. Too bad he's with Top Rank, though, so he can't get the fanfares and the better beeves and those guys.
Yeah, just the funny thing is, like, when you look at all the divisions at the moment, there's a lot of guys going through, like heavyweight. So many good heavyweight fighters at the moment. Light heavyweight, so many good light heavyweights. Cruiserweight. Like even light middleweight, welterweight. So many guys. All the bases are loaded. Let's hope these guys can fight each other.
Yep. Undercard, there's a fight with, forgive me if I was pronouncing his name wrong, Dmitry Mikalenko. I know of him because he was in the Predictions League last year fighting Johan Perez, and I picked Perez, so I was a bit sad about that. But yeah, he's fighting Kareem Mayfield. Sorry?
Mikhailichenko.
That's it, yep. He's fighting Kareem Mayfield, Mayfield's late replacement. Initially, I think he was fighting Ray Robinson, but something happened there. I didn't really follow into it, whether Ray Robinson was injured or whatever, but now he's fighting Kareem Mayfield, and to be honest, I'm not really bothered about that fight. That's the only main card in North America, really.
Ray Robinson?
Yep.
Who the fuck is he?
He's a welterweight. Yeah, that's the only...
Fucking, not Sugar Ray, but Sweet and Low or some shit.
Honey Ray Robinson. Yeah, next biggest card is a UK card. It's got George Groves versus Andrea De Lusa, Hibbert versus Martin, and John Ryder versus Sergey the Ghost Kamitsky, which I think is probably the fight of the card. I only say that because Andrea De Lusa, George Groves' opponent, has previously been stopped by Christopher Brasse, and he's only got six stoppages, and he got stopped by Lucien Butte in 4 rounds. So if George Groves doesn't take this guy out early, man, there's no hope for George Groves.
Yeah, if he has another performance like he did against Mama's Boy, that's not a good look.
Exactly. You got any thoughts, Stu?
It'd just be interesting to see George Groves now. He's with
Shane McGuigan.
Shane McGuigan, yeah. Just see what Shane McGuigan can do in terms of Groves' gas tank and shit. I don't know. I've always thought that he's got the potential to be great, but you know, he's maybe on his last run. He's 30 something, so you wouldn't think that about George Groves, but I mean, I'm sure he's like 29, 30, so he needs to get on with it. And the key for him would be improving his stamina. You know, I think he's been unlucky. Like I thought, Cal Froch, he's a tough fight for you, and fucking Badou Jack's underrated. But when you look at the world champions at super middle, he could get one of those belts. He could definitely get one of those belts. He just needs to improve his stamina.
Yeah, I was reading that he's eyeing up Abraham, so he needs to take this Delusa out quick. Maybe get another 2 fights just to get a bit more, a bit more time with McGuigan in training and within a fight, and then just go for the WBO. That's with Abraham if he still has it, in that time, because he's got a hard fight coming up against Ramirez. So that's the route he's looking for, and it is an obvious fight because they're both with Sauerland, so it can be made quite easily.
Yeah, like that fucking division's like a wasteland.
It is now.
168.
That's the only reason why I kind of disagree with Wood last week, because if Triple G steps up, there's nothing much to step up really. Like DeGale, I don't think is going to fight Triple G. He'd go a different direction, and a lot of the 168 is with Heyman anyway, so not many fights really.
I don't see the point if you're going to step up and without fighting anyone, you're the man.
You just step up and you're already the man in the division.
It's like, what's the point? You step up and you're the man. If you're going to step up into a division that's kind of hot and happening. You wouldn't go to a shitty nightclub. So, if you're going to go to a nightclub, you're going to go where it's bouncing, where the good tunes are playing. And I just feel like if Golovkin's going to go to 168, it's just a waste of time. Just at least stay in middleweight and clear it out. You're already halfway there, so why would you go up now?
Kev, I know, just for the people at home, like, what's your view quickly on the situation? Step up to a dead division or just stay there and clear it out?
Shit. Basically, I think he missed his boat with trying to get the war fight. So right now he might as well just stay because, like you said, there's really nothing there. But I would also want to see him against a 68-pounder who has no shot, kind of like a 60-pounder has no shot, to see if his power travels up. So I don't know. I'm not with everybody else who acts like he's a small middleweight because anybody who gains 10 pounds in 12 hours isn't really small, in my opinion, and weighs 170 at 8 o'clock the next morning. So I would like to see him even against a bum like a guy like Abraham and those guys, just to see how they stand up to his power. But I also feel like you said, Cam, he goes up there, no one's going to fight him either.
Yep.
So it's like, what the fuck? You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So I'm just hearing that he might be fighting Korobov, and I'm like, that's a fucking joke, you know?
Yeah, Korobov, you know, just recently fought, I think it was an 8-rounder. Last fight was against Andy Lee last year, and fighting Triple G is pretty weak fight, to be honest. But
hopefully it doesn't happen.
It will happen, and I'm always happy to see Triple G in action. It's just the fights don't have the same, X factor, because you just know beforehand, like, the odds are going to be crazy massive just because the fight's so one-sided for Triple G, favoring Triple G.
Yeah, and like you said, you don't have that X factor because he doesn't have that vulnerability that other have, because I really think his chin is as good as anybody's in the sport, and he handled Lemieux's punches like nothing, just walked right through them. You hear about him sparring light heavyweights and shit and cruiserweights, and it's like I think his chin is really that good. So, you know, other guys, they have that vulnerability, like, well, what if he gets caught? I don't think that exists with Triple H. So, Triple H.
You watched the Royal Rumble last night.
Nah. So I think he'll, like, you know what I mean? Like you said, you don't have that X factor because he doesn't have the vulnerability that other guys kind of have, and I feel like he'll just walk right through whoever it is.
Totally agree. Okay, Chu, have you seen much of Kamitsky in the past? Sergei Kamitsky? Chu?
I'll take that as a no.
No, I've seen Kamitsky. The Brit Killer. He's the guy who kind of wrecks prospects. He's done it with
Adam Etches,
Adam Etches, yeah. Buglioni. Or was that a draw?
No, anyway, not Buglioni out. He was doing great against Stieglitz until his cornerman took some of his wrap off his glove and got disqualified, some bullshit. He fought Martin Murray twice, lost to him. He's fought Triple G, got stopped by him. He's fought Jamie Moore back in the day in Manchester. Like, the guy's got a pretty decent record, and he has lost a lot of fights, but he's a tough dude, man. And like Buglioni and Etches found out, even though he's old and he's a bit shot worn, man, you can't take this guy easy, man. And Ryder, I think, is a bit at a crossroads, because since his close loss to Billy Joe, he's been a bit of a no man's land. The fights he's fought, he's not really looked that great. He had a defeat against Blackwell, got stopped. Some other fights on Sky when he's been, kind of 8 p.m., 9 p.m. prime time, he's won the fights, but he's not looked good doing it. So I think Hearn's kind of just thrown him in the deep end now and say, kind of sink or swim. You need to either, do something, or you might as well just get out of here, because if Ryder's not trying, man, I don't really see Hearn carrying on with him. He'll probably just let him go.
Yeah, if I've read the reports right, John Ryder kind of knows this is a crossroads fight, so he's kind of sorted his diet out, which he claims is the source of his stamina problems. I mean, I think he could eat like a bowl of brown rice and broccoli for the rest of his days. I just think he's got a shit gas tank. I don't think anything he eats is going to change that. I think his style is kind of, his body frame is kind of built for, short, sharp Amir Mansour kind of punch rate, but it's inevitable that he's going to gas. And I think if Comiskey's smart, he'll just kind of ride the storm. No pun intended. And just fucking catch the guy down the way. John Ryder's a problem for anyone for like 4 rounds or whatnot. But this will be the fight that kind of shows if he can fight to a game plan, to a discipline, not kind of throw everything at a guy and try and get him out of there. Because if you can't do that with everyone, especially a guy who's as tough as Comiskey. And I do think Comiskey's going to win. I don't know if he's necessarily going to knock him out though. I think I'll go with Comiskey decision.
That's a good pick. I've not really thought about it, to be honest. I'd probably pick Comiskey as well, but I could see it stoppage because he's probably got similar power to Blackwell, and Blackwell stopped him. So yeah, I think it's probably the pick of the fight on that weekend.
See when you look at Blackwell though, Blackwell's like a fucking athlete. You can tell just by the amount of punches he throws and the way he moves. He's like a proper fucking athlete, lives the life. I don't think I've ever seen that with John Ryder. Like, I'm not saying he's got a poor body or shit. He's obviously ripped. He's got fucking power. He's got a lot more power than Blackwell, as Sham says in the chat. Yeah, but he also gasses out. Blackwell doesn't. I've always been kind of sceptical of guys whose upper body's kind of too big. They're carrying too much shit about, too much wind, too much muscle even, and they just gas out too quick.
Yep. Moving on, there's a card in China. Zhu Shiming's back. I put a few fights in the Predictions League. Don't hate, man. Even the little guys need their limelight in the Predictions League. And there is a card on Sunday, a PBC card on Bounce TV. Usually in the past you can just stream that live from their website in like 720p HD. So anyone who watched that, it's probably difficult if you work Monday mornings though, because the fight will probably be on about 2-3 a.m. So you might want to catch it the next day, to be honest. But it is Erickson Lubin, man, who we've discussed in the past. I'm kind of hopeful of him. I'm not going to say high on him because I might give him the Cam curse. But yeah, he's fighting Jose Messias, who's 18-4-2.
I like him. People question that because he gets hit a little bit too much, but to me that makes for fun of fights, so I'm all for it.
Do you like him because his name's the Hammer, his nickname, and it's similar to Hammer and Hank Lundy?
Nah, I just like him because actually Lukey put me on to him like 2 years ago, but I like he throws a lot of punches and he's not scared to get hit. So even though his head's a little too still and stiff, but like I said, that just makes for fun of fights for me. Someone who's a little vulnerable and throws a lot of punches with power. So I don't know. I've heard a lot of people talk about him for years about him being probably in his amateur career being just that much better than everybody else. Yeah,
the few times I've watched him, I've been impressed as well. Obviously, he's my southpaw brethren. So I always look out for the southpaws, but I really don't know who his opponent is. So I guess at this stage, though, it's just for Lubin, it's just experience, getting more rounds under the belt. I do know that his opponent last fought and lost to Guerrero, who got stopped by what's his name? Errol Spence Jr. So
I think they got to make sure he's fighting like 5 times a year. Hopefully by the second half of the year he'll be fighting some washed up contenders or something like that.
The only issue though he's at 154, right? Again, that's a bit of a wasteland division, isn't it?
Yeah, I think didn't he bounce between 54 and 47? I guess now he's settling in at 54.
I think he has been moving around, but let me just check his box rec, see what type of weights he's been at.
Because sometimes there's no need to make weight cuts, so
yeah,
I don't know if he has it in him or not.
He had a few at 147, but majority of them have been around 153, 154.
Yeah, and he looks stronger at 54, more full.
Yeah, exactly. Have you seen Lubin Chew?
I saw him fight Orlando Lara, and he done well. The jury's out until he fights somebody. Yeah. I know he's only 20, but I mean he's got to fight somebody.
That's the thing. It's hard to kind of give people true representation of your thoughts when you've not really seen him fight a decent opponent. So Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, that's about it for the previews. Kev or Chu, have you seen any news that you want to talk about, or should we just wrap it up and get it early night?
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Chu, it's a wrap?
It's a wrap. Yeah, it's a wrap.
All right, boys. I want to thank you guys for jumping on. Thank Wood for being on the show also. All the guys in the chat, I want to thank you. I want to thank all the guys that download the show week in, week out. We'll be back next week. Peace.
You just listened to the Boxing Coalition.
Oh, dude, man, I love boxing. I fucking love boxing.
A big shout out to the Boxing Coalition.
You're a newbie.
No, I ain't new, man.
If my fucking next door neighbour became the #1 flyweight in the world, you know what I'd do? I'd fucking walk past the cunt.
Derek, how you doing, bro?
I was physically bun you, blood.
I disagree.
First time I hear the song, man, it was fucking badass.
Vamos Argentina, la concha de su madre.
I see the bomb in them.
I get home and she's like, what the fuck? Me and the kid are here. Why don't you get home and talk to us? I'm like, man, you guys don't know shit about boxing.
Kel, how does it feel to be the new IBF champion?
Feels great. Great.
Did we really dive into the black hole right off the jump?
I think he's hiding glass. Just to play devil's advocate.
You want 1 portion of crow or 2 portions of crow?
Give me 2 portions with a supersized fries and a large drink, please.
I can't stand him, what? I'm Scottish.
Fringe side. But you won't rush Anthony fucking fat ass Joshua, would you?
He's not fat.
How about you tell us what you weigh for your final thoughts?
My weight?
Thank you for listening to the Boxing Coalition. We are live every Monday, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. UK time, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. East